Well, welcome everybody on Sunday afternoon. I want to talk to everybody about some stuff that's going on. I know I hadn't posted any new videos in a while, having issues recording. So just bear with me and I'll get some new stuff out. But I saw today, there's still people talking real bad about law enforcement, nurses, with everything that's going on. Be it whether the CV-19 is an actual thing, if it's worse than the flu, that part of it doesn't matter. If you've never worn a badge, you've never been a nurse. That's two of the heaviest professions you'll ever come in contact with. The weight of a badge, I know this because I wore one. That weight that you put on you makes you a target. It can also give you a sense of pride. I was proud to serve and protect the people of my community. I never spoke or did anything to anyone that I didn't expect to be done back to me. My child is a nurse. I hear the stories of young people, less than 40, dying of COVID. I hear the good stories. I hear the bad stories. Now, leading further into the CV-19, they're all wanting us to, the prepper community is saying, do not comply. I don't plan on complying. But right now, we're at a point, ID, right now, we're at a point that we are so behind the eight ball, so to speak. Ladette, how are you? That if you have to wear a mask to go out in public to get these preps, wear the mask. You know, I'm not advocating, but you got to do what you got to do to get what you need. It's been said that the right and the left are two different wings or two wings of the same bird. I understand, D. I'm not going to comply either, but there's so much going on right now. We've got Australia. They're telling people in Australia that they're getting ready for lockdowns, and they have the lowest rate of any infection out of any of the countries. But they're telling them they're going to lock down again. They've been arresting people for posting stuff on Facebook in Australia. Sleepy Joe is trying to make it mandatory to go out and use a mask. They're trying to control. They tried to control Thanksgiving. Now they're trying to control Christmas. They're trying to control the schools. You know, it's all a control thing. They're going against the Constitution. These are my words that they are doing their best to nullify the Constitution, rape it, and no longer go against it because they're taking all these liberties away from us. Things that the United States was founded on. I don't understand it. I don't know why I've been put in the position that I've been put. Right now, I'm not being able to walk, but I'm getting there. I'll do whatever I have to do when I have to do it. You're going to have to be vigilant. You need to take inventory of what you have. Yeah, I'm praying too, dude. Need to take inventory of what you have. Don't put it on here, what you have. Please. Don't put it on Facebook, what you have. I've got a friend, he was the world's worst to tell people, oh, he's a prepper. Don't put my business out in public. Not embarrassed by it, but don't put my business out in public. Because he might be telling one person and 5 other people be standing around and they go, oh, well, we recognize him. And then we recognize his vehicle. You know, we know him from the grocery store, or we know him from pumping gas, or just whatever. It's a double-edged sword here, people. The prep community, and tonight is having a gathering. All the cool kids, which I'm not one of, is having this gathering to do with the will not comply part. It's going to have to be a grassroots movement. We showed them how many people would vote for Donald. And I don't know how in the world they're trying to pull this off. They said Pennsylvania would not throw out the mail-in votes with clear fraud. They're talking about taking that to the Supreme Court. They're sending a carrier to or near Iran because of the scientist that was assassinated as a show of force. I'm not fear-mongering. Trust me, I'm not. Everybody is starting to see the shortages, whether it be, Lord forbid, toilet paper or many other things that they're starting to see. I did notice Harbor Freight had large bottles of hand sanitizer in their Black Friday stuff on sale. So that's about all I'm going to get into on the will not comply deal. Just my thoughts on it. Now, since I'm having camera problems, excuse me, I'm going to start trying to do it. I'll do this stuff as a live when I start showing stuff again. I'm just going to start doing this live, and then it'll be out there. And then people can ask me questions when I'm doing something, if they want to know why or what I'm doing. One of the things I want to do is build a water filter out of some 5-gallon buckets. I've got to order my filters to have those in and get my things together to do that. Probably send somebody to pick up some pipe to make some caches out of. Now you can use heavy PVC pipe to make a cache, or you can use unvented sewer line pipe, because you can get the caps for it also, even though it doesn't seal up as tight as PVC. I saw this being talked about, turning a GPS locator off on your phone when you go to do any of this. Make you a handwritten map. Let's take it one step further. On that handwritten map, do it like a geocache. Put a cache with another kind of map in it. So go to a different area, but do it in the codes you know, whether it be 10 steps is actually 5 or 5 steps is actually 10. Do it in that kind of radius where you know that it's further off. In the case of if you think they're going to pull out a metal detector or something, if we get to that point, throw a handful of pennies out, throw a bunch of old rusty nails out. They'll eventually get tired of all those little hits and just go, oh, well, that's just that hit. And then hopefully they'll leave your stuff alone and won't find it. We all put out the old joke that I lost all my stuff in a boating accident. You never know. Go somewhere you wouldn't normally go to think about putting a cache. And that can be your food, your freedom seeds, actual food seeds, or anything. I don't think right now that we're that worried. I think we're going to have the supplies for a cache. I don't quite see the dire need of caches right now. I am understanding that this is more information coming from Australia that they're planning on telling nurses and doctors if they won't take the shot that they are actually voluntarily quitting their jobs. So that way they can't draw unemployment. In that case, also, they're also saying, and this is going by rounds, it's going to be trickled down to different ones. They're going to tell people on Social Security, if you don't take the shot, we're going to cut off your Social Security check. Or your disability check. This is all things that go into controlling somebody. Or a mass group of people. I wish right now I had a rain catchment system going. It's raining here. Think about this, all the things you were thinking about buying for Christmas and doing for people for Christmas. This could be our last Christmas. But is it better to give them something that's something they want versus something they can need and use? I think they're going to be more thankful if all this goes bad to have something more useful. That's just my idea. There's so many simple things that we can come up with to do. We can make hot water heaters that are wood fired, copper line, and then let the water just run through the line, through the fire, and then back into a container. Now, I saw where some schools, I forgot where it was, maybe Kentucky, was the kindergartners were going back on this December the 7th, and high schoolers shortly thereafter. I don't have any kids in school, so I don't have to worry about that. My bulldogs don't go to school, so that's the only kids I've got right now. But beyond that, there's a whole lot of talk about a lot of things going. Right now is a crunch time. Right now is a gut check time. I strongly suggest you sit down and look at your budgeting and see what you can do. I know a lot of academy sports have been doing to the point of limiting freedom seeds. That's right, Ladette. Hi, Miss Linda. Yes, ma'am. Jesus is going to be the answer. He's always been the answer. Whether the answer is in the way you want it to be answered or not, he answers it in his way what you need. Whether it's for you to work harder or pray harder. I just saw where Alaskan Prepper popped up saying the Federal Reserve print $1.44 trillion in 2021. I urge everybody to go over there this afternoon. He'll be on it. It'll be, I don't forget, it'll be like 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock Central Time is what time he'll be on. He'll be live streaming. He does that every Sunday. Something else I saw interesting today, Harbor Freight, was everybody worries about a blade, cutting blade. The utility knife blades, the breakaway utility knives, they had replacement blades for those really cheap at Harbor Freight. They've got a little battery powered 12-volt water pump. Relatively cheap. It was way less than $100. These are things you need to look at and think about when you're getting ready. If you're thinking about it, you're going to have to do rainwater and all that. I heard one other guy say bleach was starting to get scarce again. Well, I explained to y'all about the bleach tablets. I've got a video on those. 32 tablets in one little jar from Walmart. Most people are not even seeing them, don't even think about them. You can get them on Amazon. They're about $3 higher on Amazon. But you make 32 gallons of bleach out of that one bottle. So if you figure it, even if it costs you $5 for those 32, you can't even buy 5 gallons of bleach for $5. Not to mention the space of keeping them, holding them. Now, I'm giving y'all a preview of what's going on. I've got to get some of this stuff together and staged when I have some help to get it out. When it comes to you cooking, I don't know how many of you have cast iron, but comes to a bad situation, whether it's being laid off work or whatever, or they start trying to control us by using electricity, taking our electricity away, or they, whatnot. That cast iron is going to be a lot better to use on an open flame than something with a plastic handle or some little thin metal, aluminum or whatever. So think about that. Start staging stuff. Start staging stuff in your house. Put flashlights in places where you know you can put your hand on in the dark. That's good. That's good, dude. I bought some and plan on getting some more. Don't overlook your boo-boo kits, so to speak. You can go to Dollar Tree and pick up cheap gauze, cheap triple antibiotic, and that kind of thing. most people are not going to bug out. They're going to stay at home unless it just becomes absolutely impossible because we've all spent too much time preparing for this. I've seen a lot of people ask, is it too late to prep? I think it's about 10 minutes to midnight. If you're going to do it, you better do it quick. Because back to saying everybody knowing, yeah, you can fix to defend. You sure can, Dan. D, I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought on that one. Most of your preps not going to be able to carry. You're going to keep them at home. You're going to be a refugee if you have to bug out. You're going to lose all cover. You're using a gallon of bleach a day, Ladette. One of them tablets is concentrated to be a gallon of bleach. I'm glad I could pass it on to you, but using a gallon of bleach a day, that's rough. I thought I liked using bleach. If you don't have a MAG or support system, it's going to get really hard. You're not going to be able to, if you're too close to an area that you're not going to be able to just easily move. Average person's not going to be able to move at night. You know, the average family with kids won't be able to move at night or in the daytime for that. These are all things that they're talking about. Still, I wouldn't break them up with that. I'd just get your gallon jug with warm water and put one tablet to a gallon. You're probably using too much bleach and wasting your supply by not making the gallon of bleach. But you do what you want to do. I'm not telling you how to do anything. That's up to you. I just think it might be a little better that way. Trying to save you in the long run. Because Walmart may become a privilege in a short time. They may start shutting it down because they're only allowing so many in a place at a time. People were talking about Black Friday. This what I always went back to is you see how people act on Black Friday. Wait till they get hungry. There's nothing a human being won't do when they get hungry. If they'll physically fight over a TV, if they will physically get in a fight over a parking place at Walmart because they didn't want to walk 50 feet more than what they are already fixing to walk, what are they going to do when they're hungry? What are they going to do when their kids are hungry? I've seen that too, and it wasn't nearly as bad as it's going to get. I saw it after a tornado. I saw one go to jail over ribs. So she pitched a fit and the law hauled her off. But she was under a lot of mental strain. She had lost her house in a tornado. I get that, but you can't produce something that you don't have. We cooked for these people, and we were out of them, and we didn't have any more to cook. So we did what we could do. They're calling for the weather to turn off cool next week. Talking about lows in the 20s on Monday, I believe it was. I'm sitting here and got my gas fireplace going right now because it's just rainy and cold outside, and I just thought I'd light it and enjoy it. Yeah, they're talking Monday down in the 20s, Tuesday down in the 20s, Wednesday, Thursday in the 30s, Thursday in the 30s. Our lows are all in the 30s, all 20s to 30s for the next 2 weeks. Let's say you only went to Black Friday one time and you decided just to walk out, not to fight them. I understand. I've been one time to say I've been, and I didn't see anything that was that great a deal that I couldn't wait for. And people, oh, I saved this much money. I saved that much money. No, you didn't save that money. You just didn't spend that much money because the money you didn't spend, you didn't save it. You turned around and spent it on something else. I love Christmas like anybody else. I was a spoiled kid. I am still spoiled. I still love junk. I still buy things. I've tried to cut out spending as much as possible. If I can't use it, I don't buy it. If I have it and can't use it or don't use it, I'm going to sell it. Well, I'm glad you could make it, Miss Heather. If that window gets to be too much behind me, let me know. I'll rearrange my chair and see if we can't block some of that light out. I just noticed that had a real bad glare behind me. Okay. Well, I'll move a little bit around. See, I'll block a little bit of it. Oh, we're losing people. I urge everybody to not watch the fake news. There's a new one called Newsmax. They're putting out a lot of good news, or I say good news, true news. There's so much floating around right now that about what can happen with the election, and what I can't understand is Sleepy Joe sat there and told the world that his VP that's on the defense council or whatever it is that she gets a briefing every morning on it, has been telling him, and he wasn't even cleared to get top secret information like that. But she's giving it to him just whatever. So what makes you think that they're going to keep it quiet? Not a thing in the world. Um, the only way that they'll ever pull any of this off is if they get help. Well, I don't think he doesn't have any control right now, Heather, but he's building a cabinet. He's building all his infrastructure around him. And y'all can say I'm right or wrong, but I don't think a Muslim has any business being in our government process. The United States government was the United States actually was founded on freedom of religion, but we had a Christian government. So again, opinions are like noses. Everybody's got one. Hopefully, they hadn't lost theirs. But I mean, I hadn't got a whole lot. I just wanted to touch base with everybody because I hadn't had time to do anything. Yeah, they are tonight. They're getting ready. That's all the cool kids have there. I'm not one of the cool kids. I don't get invited. I don't mean to keep looking away, y'all. My little female bulldog's up in front of the fireplace laying down. Not cool yet. I'm working on it. Y'all have got me up to almost 200 subscribers. D, the oath won't mean anything to him if he takes it. Well, thank you, Heather. I think you're pretty cool too. Well, we'll start to see if we can't push everything towards you. It's like I said before, it just takes one good night on somebody's got, 1,000 in there, or they've got 500 or 600 in there, and that's all it takes. Every little channel can blow up to 1,000, and it's not that I really care about the money. Be great, but it gets us up there and gets our word out. And before I forget it again, thank you. TJ Preps, her mother-in-law tested positive for COVID. Y'all may have seen that or may not have seen it. So y'all keep her in your prayers. TJ looks pretty tore up over it. So TJ's just good old country folks, just like a lot of us. I like TJ. She comes up with some good stuff. Ladette, I'm already on so many lists, and it's fine. But Gray Man is kind of one of those things that you worry about when you're, or I think to worry about when I'm out. That's where your backpack and stuff like that comes in. I would hate to say spend the money on some of these other T-shirts that people have, but if they're wearing such and such color bandana to signify themselves, then wear that color bandana, or they're wearing that particular T-shirt that says that word on it. It's just hiding in plain sight. It's camouflage. Is all it is. So that's what Gray Man is. You can even do your caches as Gray Man. I mean, if you know you're going to be somewhere, you can have a small stash somewhere else. I've been seeing a lot of things people have gone as far as taking bicycle tires or wheels on wheelbarrows, cutting them, putting money inside of them, gluing the tire back up is a safe. You can make wall safes in behind electrical sockets in your house. You know, you have the solid plates that will cover a socket that's not being used or didn't ever, that outlet didn't get used. You know, you can always put something in behind it. Look at the little places like that you can think of that are pretty well obvious, but they're thinking they're so obvious that nobody would do that. This is one if you have the curtain rods, kind of like the one up behind me. It's hollow and you can take the end off of it. Say you wanted to hide some money in your house. Roll that up and hide money in it. You can hide freedom seeds in it as far as that goes. Who's going to come into your house looking for freedom seeds in a curtain rod? You know, just a thought. I wouldn't do anything like that if it were me. You have rods in your closet that are hollow that screw into the wall. That's what I do sometimes. I sit here and watch the world go by outside and think of this stuff. All these buckets of rice and stuff like that. They could have a false bottom in that bucket. You know, there's always that chance. I don't have a whole lot, you guys. I mean, I don't have anything to show y'all. I just had some stuff on my mind. I want to get on here and share a little bit of it with you. See if anybody had anything they wanted to talk about today. Miss Teresa in here, Vestra in here. But when 3 o'clock rolls around, we can all go over to Alaska Prepper. See what he's putting out today. Have any of y'all come up with anything good this week? As Bear would say, any silver linings? Everybody have a good turkey day. People tired of seeing turkey? Yeah, Mr. Tom's good. There's a lot of good channels. Survival Living, I think he's going to be part of that tonight. I'm sure TJ is. Prepper Nation is, probably Angry Prepper. So, I mean, they're looking at all kind of alternate platforms, whether it be Grim Survival is going to be on there, or in part of that group tonight. So, I mean, I don't know, what all is going to transpire with that. They're saying all this about will not comply. I don't plan on complying any more than I absolutely have to. If it comes down to eating, yeah. Heather, I think I'll sit back and watch on this right now. Um, you learn, you always learn more by listening than you do talking. Most of the time. And when I call them the cool kids, it's all in fun. It's nothing meant to be downgrading or anything else because they've all taught me something at one point in time. Because I sure don't know it all. I go back a lot of times when I'm sitting here thinking, and I remember things from when I was a kid. Um, well, thank you. Smart butt's probably a lot of it. Um, One thing I did say that I saw that I will pass along the changa mushroom or fungi that grows on birch trees, which we don't typically have in the South, I don't think, that makes a really good fire starter. I watched a little documentary on it today. It treats a number of ailments. You can make a tea out of it that is really good to lower blood pressure, blood sugar, and several other things. A lot of people ask about blood sugar, what to do about blood sugar, what natural remedies. That's probably a good one right there. The changa. So we may have to get hold to AP to get some of it because he's got plenty of birch trees. You can see them in his videos. But like I say, make a list. Try to figure out the holes in your preps. And you better buy as much as you can while you can, because if they do what they want to do, if you don't take the shot, it's coming. They're going to want to keep you from going anywhere. They're going to want to keep you from eating. They're going to want to keep you from working. I say eating, they're going to keep you from buying food. They're going to keep you from being able to work. I think they said in Britain or England or whatever that they were, everybody in the house, they were having to quarantine in the house, and only one person per day, or one person was allowed to leave the house per day for any reason. That may not be quite on base, but pretty close. All right, Heather, I think it's about time. Been on here for almost 45 minutes. We ain't got a lot going on. Be careful. Have a good day. All right, everybody. Like I say, I've been on here for right at 45 minutes. We ain't got a whole lot going on. We're showing 5 people. I'm burning the woods up with it today. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad that y'all enjoy my rambling. Just old man rambling, getting some thoughts out there. I'm not really scared. I'm very concerned. think a lot of this that's going on is part of the Great Reset, part of the thinning of the herd. I think this was something engineered to get rid of the weaker people with health issues, possibly. So, if they can get us buffaloed and get us following their rules, they can pretty well do whatever they want to. And if it continues to get worse, it may be one of them thoughts that you may want to think about just going somewhere else. Somebody that has a quote unquote campground to get out of, wherever it's at. Because for a short time, out from the cities will be more capable of sustaining than in the cities. Here just the other day, there was 72 acres that had a small house on it and a pond and timber, probably 30 miles or so from me. And it sold, the asking price was $80,000 on 72 acres with mature pines. Well, Odette, you need to go talk to that friend, because suicide isn't the way to go. Suicide is a temporary fix, or actually a permanent fix for a temporary situation. And to commit suicide, they need to think about the other people that they hurt. That's going to be a permanent hurt for those people. Well, Dee, I'm not saying don't be, I'm just saying be concerned, over scared, because if you get too scared, you'll make irrational decisions sometimes. I said I was going to quit, and then I keep on going. Start, like I say, start staging your stuff up. Know what you got where. Don't leave it up to chance. Like, if you know the weather's going to be bad, or tornado or something like that, you always got your generator or whatever ready. It's time to have all our stuff ready just in case. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So we'll definitely be praying for your friend, Odette. All right, you guys, I'm gonna finish with that. If y'all need anything or whatever, y'all know how to get in touch with me through email. Yeah, that would bother me if they weren't known for saying things like that. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good day. See y'all at 3.